Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Name Lord Krishna Radha Krishna Prestaya
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Name Lord Krishna Prestaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya Hari Bol
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hari Bol
Radha Krishna Dayanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Dayanya
Raja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda
Raja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana Hari Bol Hari Bol
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Hari Bol Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda
Hari Bol, everybody sing Hari Bol, Krishna Dasi, sing loud
Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana
Gopala Govinda Rama
Hari Bol Krishna
Mohana
Hari Bol
Gopala
Krishna
Govinda Rama
Hari
Mohana,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Srila
Hari Bol
Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya
Hari
Siddhaswarupananda,
Bol Krishna,
Paramahamsa,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda,
Hari Bol Krishna,
Paramahamsa,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestaya Te.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Vistayate.
Lord Krishna, Haribol. So, one quality of the spirit soul is by nature we're active. Ibig sabihin nun, lahat tayo, we're always engaged in activities. Once the spirit soul is present in the body, may activities. So, activities is connected with sound, discussion, talking about someone else, okay? What we perceive and we discuss it, we talk about it. Yun ang nangyayari sa atin, di ba? Lahat tayo. Then, due to our conditioning, ang naging topic natin sa buhay ay kung ano yung nangyayari sa mundo na to. At connected lahat yun sa mga gusto nating gawin sa desire natin. Ano yung desire? Yung gusto natin. So, ngayon, nabigyan tayo ng pagkakataon to come in contact with a process that is not under the laws of material nature, transcendental. It's about love, life, it's about the Supreme Person. And with our own power, kung sa sarili lang natin, it's very hard for us to enter that world. Because it's a world of relationship. Pag sinabi niyong relationship, what is that all about? You're making friends with someone, you're relating to someone, tinatanong mo anong gusto niya, at gusto mo maging kaibigan siya. Okay? Friendship, pagkakaibigan. Okay? And also, you want to relate to someone whom you can trust. Okay? Na pwede niyong bigay yung pagtitiwala nyo. Okay? Pero dito sa mundo ngayon, what we did experience and we're experiencing now, yung activities na nangyayari habang umiikot tong mundo ay mga bagay-bagay na nangyayari na nakakaapekto sa atin based upon what we all experience. The suffering from the threefold miseries. At hindi lang yon. We're always discussing about someone who is attractive, who's glorious. Okay. But if we don't have this knowledge, wala tayong kaalaman na to, lagi natin pinag-uusapan kung sino pinakamayaman, kung gaano kadami yung pera niya. Okay? Di ba? Yan ang pinag-uusapan. Kung gaano karami yung nakuha niya. Hindi natin pinag-uusapan yung pera natin na walang laman, yung bulsa natin na walang laman. Okay? No. Malalim, may butas. Okay? Hindi yan ang pinag-uusapan. Pinag-uusapan natin parati yung attractive. Ano yung attractive? Yung nakakaengganyo ba? Pinakamalakas, pinakamayaman, okay? Pinakamatalino. Yun ang naging takbo ng pananaw natin at pag-iisip natin. Yun ang nangyayari ngayon. Okay. So ngayon, dahil sa swerte natin, nabigyan tayo ng pagkakataon na mapalapit sa puong may kapal dahil binigyan niya tayo ng pagkakataon na malagay sa sitwasyon kung saan yung pastimes ni Lord Chaitanya ay nangyayari. Ano yung pastimes ni Lord Chaitanya? Anong activities ni Lord Chaitanya? Sankirtan, okay? Yung prime benediction for humanity at large. Yun yung program na kinakalagyan natin, okay? So ngayon, babasahin ko yung opulence ng absolute. Ano yung opulence? Karangyaan. Pag sinabi niyong karangyaan, yung glories ng Supreme Person, pag-uusapan natin ngayon kung paano niya ginagawa ng paraan or yun na talaga yung mundo ng Supreme Person, the Supreme Enjoyer. Okay? His happiness, His joy is transcendental. At it's about life. It's about relationship. So yun yung na kinakalagyan natin ngayon. Okay. Pero para makapasok tayo sa mundo na yon, kailangan natin mag-engage sa activities. Ano yung, pag sinabi niyong engage? Activities, okay? Kailangan, meron kayong tinatrabaho, ginagawa. Okay? At sinabi sa atin na yung 9th process ng devotional service begins with hearing, chanting the holy name, hearing about the glories of God, the wisdom about Lord Krishna, coming from Parampara or the spiritual master, and the chanting of the holy names. So remembering the Supreme Person, surrendering to the Supreme Person, making friends with the Supreme Person, completely dependent upon the Supreme Person. So yun yung mga process ng devotional service. At yun yung activities na pinag-uusapan ng mga saintly person. Saintly person. Yung pinag-uusapan ng mga materialists ay yung mundong umiikot na to. At yung mga akala nila na magbibigay sa kanila ng katiwasayan sa puso nila dahil nakikita nila yung mga bagay-bagay na nakakabighani sa kanila. Mayaman, maganda, maraming pera. Okay? Yun ang pinag-uusapan parate. At yun din yung pinoportray. Alam mo yung pinoportray? Pinapakita sa media ng mga taong gusto tayong gabayan. Alam niyo yung gabay? I-guide. Di ba? Nakikita nyo? Kagaya ni Vice, hindi maganda. Okay? Di ba? Maraming nagbibigay ng mga bagay-bagay na turo at halimbawa para gabayan tayo. So ito yung bagay o ito yung gusto kong pag-usapan natin ngayon. Nakalagay sa banal na kasulutan sa Chaitanya Charitamrita, by the mercy of Lord Krishna, one comes in contact with his confidential loving servant. Okay? through the mercy of Krishna, nalagay tayo sa sitwasyon na we come in contact with the representative of God. At when we come in contact with the representative of God, the activities, what we hear, it's about the glories of God. It's about their surrender, their love, their commitment, and their focus in their love for the Supreme Person. Okay? I'm just laying down the premise para makita natin kung ano yung devotee. Okay? So after understanding, when Lord Krishna tells us, He's the seed-giving Father, He's the sustainer, He's the support, He owns everything. He's the Supreme Person, the self-sufficient, Supreme Person, self-sufficient. Okay? Now, I will read yung turo ni Lord Krishna para magkaroon tayo ng understanding. Understanding, kung bakit ganun yung buhay ng pure loving servant ng Supreme Person. Yung pure loving servant, ibig sabihin nun, unalloyed devotee. Completely loving and serving the Supreme Person, or what we call the saintly person. Okay? Their lives, like Narada Muni, kay Bali Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. So ito yung babasahin ko ngayon, okay? Sa Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, Opulence of the Absolute Truth, text 7. He who knows in truth this glory and power of mine, engage in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Okay? So, when you are able to appreciate and hear the glories of the Supreme Person, that He's the seed-giving Father, He's the foundation of everything here, material or spiritual, He's the support, He's the grandson, okay? And He's our eternal friend who loves us eternally, okay? Someone who has unconditional love for us, okay? He who knows in truth this glory and power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service, there is no doubt. So, ito yun activities of what we talk about, what we hear about, and the activities of the pure devotees, okay? I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with their hearts. So ito yung opulence of the absolute truth sa text 8. At yung kadugtong ito. The thoughts of my pure devotee, okay, the thoughts of my pure devotee dwells in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great ecstatic satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. So yun yung science ng glorification of the Supreme Person. It is centered around the Sankirtan movement, and it is centered around glorifying the Supreme Person, and it's about devotional service. Okay. So, ibig sabihin nun, tayo lahat, yung mga pure devotees, or those who are practitioners, who wants to achieve this perfection, to be in harmony with the Supreme Person, with His will, they engage in activities. And yung activities na yun gives them happiness. So, binabasa ko lang muna yung sinasabi ni Lord Krishna, then I'll give you the example, yung buhay ta ng pure devotee, through the lives of those who are confidential loving servant of Krishna, the Supreme Person. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So if we engage in the process of devotional service, centered around receiving faithfully and following the instruction of his loving servant, our Gurudev, then Krishna will be the one to take charge. Okay? He gives us understanding. And that understanding will be the basis of what is pleasing to God. And that's what we do every moment, every day, supposedly. Okay? Dapat yun ang gagawin natin. So in Kali Yuga, the process is the Sankirtan, the hearing and the chanting of the holy names. Okay? Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So, the process of purification in this age of Kali Yuga is the mantra sound, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, yesterday we discussed about Om, the holy names. Okay? So, it's described there that the holy names is not different from Lord Krishna. It is God's incarnation, the sound incarnation, Krishna coming to us. Because of coming in contact with his loving servant who is inseparable from him. Okay? They're one, but in diversity. Ibig sabihin nun, their oneness is based upon their loving relationship with the Supreme Person in diversity. Oneness, but there's diversity, individuality. Because all of you are individuals. Okay? We are all individuals, divine. But the oneness that we can have in harmony with God is about pure loving service, which is inherent in us, and that's the reason we try to cultivate the plant, the seed that is planted in our heart by our spiritual master. So it will bear the fruit of affection and love for God. Okay? Yun yung process. So, out of compassion for them, this is in the opulence of the absolute truth. So dito natin makikita yung opulence ng Supreme Person. He is glorious because of His love for us, His affection for us. He cares for us. He wants us to experience this joy of pleasing Him. That's why He comes and invites us to enter that eternal world. And that world is described as Vaikuntha, not touched by this material misery. So all the experience you see here with your senses, everything here does not exist in the spiritual world. So now, the transcendental science, which is about the relationship in purity with the Supreme Person, the search, what we're doing now, ginagawa natin, to be able to be happy, to be fulfilled, is to be in reality, absolutely, to be in harmony with God's will, to do the will of God. Okay? Kaya nga, kung mayroon ka tayong sariling will, gusto nating gawin yung mga gusto natin, we will have this drive under the conditioning of passion. We want to do this, we want to get this, but because it's not connected with the source of joy, the complete Supreme Person, the self-sufficient Supreme Person, and our activities na ginagawa natin is just simply our own will, then definitely after sometimes mapulaan ka, it gets stale, mawala yung kulay, o kaya wala nang asim. Okay? Intindihan niyo? Kaya, alimbawa, sa mind mo, passion, gawa ka ng ganito, tayo ka ng malaking bahay, ayusin mo lahat. Then habang ginagawa mo yan, habang patapos ng patapos, nawawalan ka na ng gana. Kasi nakaupo ka na lang sa bahay, tinitignan mo ba? What? Diba? Walang kaibahan yun sa mausoleo. Alam yung mausoleo? Alam niyo yung mausoleo? Yun yung mga bahay na ginawa ng mga mayaman para sa mga katawan na naiwan ng minamahal nila na umalis na sa katawan. Mausoleo. Alam nyo, dun sa Inchik, yung puro, ang gaganda ng bahay. Marble, lahat, parang palasyo. Doon nila nilalagay yung mga labi ng minamahal nila na umalis na at yun ang minemeditate nila parate. Kaya pag araw ng patay. May araw ng patay, ha? Okay? Parang Independence Day, may araw din ng patay. Okay? Maraming araw. Pero ito, araw ng patay. Okay? Nandun sila lahat, may dala sila mga pagkain, family reunion. Family reunion, ha? Ano ibig sabihin ng reunion? Magsama-sama lahat tayo, hawak kamay, at pumunta sa bahay ng namatay. Okay? Yung mausoleo, marble yun, may gate yun lahat. May nagbabantay, may naglilinis, may CR. At dun sila mag-aalay at iisipin nila, may magsasalita pa dun. Kung gaano, kasi karamihan ng mga inchik, kung gaano ang ating great-grandsire na si Chong Chua, okay? Dahil sa hirap na dinanas niya, nabigyan niya tayo ng kaaya-ayang buhay dahil naitaguyod niya yung pinakamalaking kumpanya na kung saan tayo ay nabibiyaan ng malaking-malaking pera dahil sa kita ng kumpanya na to. Okay? Kaya dapat sama-sama tayo itaguyod at ipagpatuloy yung iniwan niya. Okay? So kakain sila lahat doon. Ginagawa nila yan. Okay? Yun ang activities ng materialist. Pero ang punto ko, habang ginagawa mo, dahan-dahan nawawala yung kulay ng ginagawa mo. Bakit? Bakit? Kasi material lahat eh. Tapos yung person na sinasamba mo, hindi self-sufficient. Okay? So, ang nangyayari nun, yung mundo kasi na to, lahat tayo rito, we try to imitate God. Alam niyo yung surrogate God? Ang katunayan, yung mga parents, yung mga tatay, nanay nyo, they want to enjoy your childhood. Okay? Ang cute ng bata, cute. At pagtagal, nakakatakot na. Di ba? May sungay na may buntot na, may pangil na, di ba? Yung una, cute, nakakatakot na. Yung cute na batang maliit. Okay? So, ang point ko rito, we want to experience this experience of being a father, okay? Surrogate God. Okay? Kaya nga, pag may bata, uy, ang cute, I'll protect you. But that happiness is perverted because we're not Krishna. Only Krishna should be our eternal Father. And what we should do, He should be our Father. He should be the source. He should be our shelter. Okay? So how do we relate with everybody here? Your son, your daughter, your friends, your mother, your father, that you are just in that role and don't ever think falsely that you're gonna enjoy playing the father, the supplier, the protector, because that is false ego. Tindihan niya? You want to enjoy. Okay? The passion. Okay? Di ba? Hindi ba nyo nakikita yung mga parents kung ang buhok nila pag ganun? Halimbawa, dati, bad boy. Yung papa, idol niya si bad boy. So, nakasombrero yung bad boy siya. Nakashort siya na bad boy. Ang sinturon niya, kadena. Okay? Kadena. Okay? Ang anak niya rin, ganoon din, nakasombrero rin. Nakasuot din ng bad boy. Yeah? Extended false ego. Okay? My son. Okay? Yung anak naman, in illusion, my papa. Okay? They look at each other and they try to protect one another and suck one another's energy thinking, I'll be happy, I'll protect this, I'll surrender to him. So what happened? Because the father is not self-sufficient and the son is not also self-sufficient and based on false body identification, then end up unhappy. Nakita niyo yan? Is it clear sa inyo? Kaya mas anong piga nyo? Mama, padala niyo ako ng chocolate. Wala akong cellphone, walang biskwit, walang tsokolate, walang gatas. Okay? Yung mama naman nyo, ang anak ko, kailangan Okay, walang masama doon. Okay? Pero don't ever think na you can really fulfill this longing for shelter, for protection, because you're not God. Okay? So now, tama na muna yan. Okay? I'll discuss here to you. Kaya ko sinabi sa iyo, para may kaalaman kayo. Alam natin kung ano yung kinakagalawan natin. Para hindi tayo ilusyonado. Alam yung ilusyonado? Halimbawa, para masiging practical na lang. Nakakita ka ng napakagandang dilag. Okay? Dalagang bukid. Okay? Pero hindi ka nakikipag-usap. Lagi mo lang tinitignan. Tinitignan. At iniisip na may relasyon ka. Okay? Ilusyonado ba? Okay? Nakaupo ka, iniisip mo, nasaan kaya siya? Iniisip kaya niya ako? Hindi. Iba iniisip niya. Sarili rin niya. Tapos, ilusyonado ka rin kasi nag-identify ka sa body, inisip mo, ano kaya sasabihin nila sa akin? Gwapo na ba ako? Maganda na ba ako? May muta ba ako? Wala. Pag tumingin ako, pag ngumiti ako, pangag ba o may pustiso? Tatanggapin kaya ako? Iniisip kaya nila ako? Alam niyo, ilusyonado tayo lahat. Lahat ng tao rito, inisip sarili nila. They don't care about you. Ang pinaka-importante, kagaya nyo, sino pinaka-importante sa buhay nyo? Kayo. Okay? But because we're not self-sufficient, we're not God, we are always unhappy. So lahat ng ginagawa mo rito, para kang alam mo yung bata na naglalaro ng Lego? Alam mo yung Lego? Okay? Alam mo yung Lego, mga ano yun eh, building blocks. Parang ganun ginagawa ng bata ba? Yung plastic, gagawa ko ng bahay na malaki, palasyo, okay? Tapos pag natapos na, gibain ulit. Hindi, okay? Tapos, ngayon, sa mental naman, naglalaro kayo ng computer games, di ba? Gumagawa kayo ng castle, di ba? Anong laro yun? Tapos gagawa kayo ng kingdom. Okay? Kayo yung nagko-control. Gawa kayo ng mga tao-tao dyan, mag-aaway, kayo yung leader. Sa mind nyo, kayo rin yung controller. Pero dahil yung mind nyo, hindi rin kayo masaya. Pag nagawa mo yun, kulang parate. Okay? Laging kulang. Okay? Hindi kayo masaya. So ngayon, yung science and devotional service is a science wherein science means a process, a system. Para bang nagmix ka ng hydrogen sa oxygen, magiging tubig. Okay? Yun yung science, di ba? Halimbawa, isang proseso na pag ginawa mo, makakamit mo. Para mas madali na lang. Gusto mo magpunta sa Cagayan, di ba? Para mas madali, sakay ka ng bus, Cagayan, upo ka. Pero kung maglalakad ka lang, hindi mo alam papunta Cagayan, mahirap. Yeah? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan matalino ka. So, yung science and devotional service, dapat ma-appreciate natin that we are being put in a situation where we can enter that world of devotional service because of the activities of hearing and chanting. So ganito, there is a story during the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. Yung mga wives ng Brahmanas, naririnig nila sa association nila kasi they associate with the devotees. Siyempre, yung mga nanay ba, they talk about Krishna sa Vrindavan. They never saw Krishna, okay? They never saw him. They just heard the glories of the Supreme Person. How Krishna is in Vrindavan, and he's protecting the resident of Vrindavan. He lifted Govardhan Hill, and he danced upon the head of Kaliya, and drove Kaliya out of that lake so his devotees can play with him and enjoy the waters of Jamuna. Okay? Every day, si Lord Krishna, lahat ng devotees sa Vrindavan, they know and they knew exactly that every morning, all the friends of Lord Krishna goes to the front yard of Mother Yasoda. Alam yung front yard? Bahay ni Lord Krishna, kasi Baisya sila, farmers, pero they're queen and kings. So si Lord Krishna every morning, siya yung center doon. Morning pa lang, bibisa na siya, after taking a bath, bisa na siya ni Mother Yasoda. At lahat yung mga kaibigan niya, si Subala, si Istoka Krishna, si Sridham, naghihintay. Lahat sila naghihintay. Okay? Sa paglabas ni Krishna. Kasi paglabas ni Krishna, dala-dala niya yung flute, at gusto nila marinig yung flute ni Lord Krishna. At lahat ng mga cowherd girls, yung mga young girls din, naghihintay kasi gusto nilang makita si Lord Krishna going to the pasturing ground with his friends and the cows. So ang meditation nila every day is about the eternal, transcendental happiness of Lord Krishna in association with his loving servant. Araw-araw. So tayo sa situation natin dito, we have this deity, Srila Prabhupada, and the holy names, which is not different from Vrindavan. So, sa morning, what do you do? When you wake up, are you sitting down here, waiting for Lord Chaitanya to be open so you can see him, or you do the japa to remember the holy names, or you just stand there playing with your saliva? Okay? Nakaupo ka lang doon, nakagana na. Kung saka, moabot si Sir Richard. Okay? Nahuman na kaya siya inom ang kape niya? Naayos na ba yan sound? Nakalan dito. Asa ka ni paingon sila ba? So, you can check. Pero hindi nyo napapansin yun. Because of your habits. Na-condition kasi kayo. Na-condition kaya ni Maya na sinusunod nyo yung mind. Okay? So, sa spiritual world, yung cowherd boys, yung cowherd girls, lahat ng resident ng Vrindavan, their meditation, 24/7 is Krishna. Okay? Kaya every morning, naghintay sila kay Krishna para pumunta sa pasturing ground. At lahat ng animals doon, yung mga monkeys, kailan kaya darating si Krishna? Okay? Para makalaro nila si Krishna. Okay? Yung mga cows, okay? Yung grass, yung mga bees, lahat yung mga butterflies, even yung mga damo. When will Krishna pass by and step on us? Okay? And all the trees are heavy laden with fruits. Sobrang daming bunga, okay? At Krishna can just pick it up. They're just there. And all the honeybees are there. And all the trees with the honey is overflowing, okay? Is Vrindavan. Okay? So nandun, lahat yung devotees. And the wives of the Brahmanas, they have been hearing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. Pero hindi sila nakapunta sa Vrindavan through hearing from the saintly person. It's also like that what you've been given. Why? Because it's stated sa scripture that the holy names is the sound incarnation of God. Krishna coming, okay? Ang question, are we ready to receive Krishna? So that is why we engage sa process to purify our heart, to direct the mind, para we can have a taste for what we're longing for. Ano yung what we're longing for? To be connected with loving relationship with the Supreme Person, the self-sufficient Supreme Person, Krishna. His glories is about His love for us. Okay? So ngayon, yung mga wives, inaalagaan nila yung baby nila, they do household chores, nagluluto sila. Kasi yung husband nila are Brahmans. They engage in sacrifice. Pero yung husband nila are Smarta Brahmans. Ibig sabihin ng Smarta Brahmans, materialistic sila. They want to go to the heavenly planet. Okay? But the wives, they're just remembering Krishna's pastimes. Their happiness while cooking, Krishna's in Vrindavan. So that is the meditation of the devotee. Simply Krishna. So, I'll tell you something that the consciousness of the pure devotee as stated in scripture. Okay? Because the mind that we have, it's about the thinking, the feeling, and the willing. Okay? Now, due to material conditioning, yung thinking, feeling, and willing natin, we hate something that will give us pain. Okay? Di ba? And we love to hold on with something that will give us happiness. Okay? So yung devotee is transcendental to that. He's not attached to that. Okay? He has no dislike. So, yun yung consciousness. Kaya nga, when we make progress in spiritual life, the mind, the desires are there, and Maya will be bombarding us with all the desires. So now, what will happen if you, the person, you're following the instruction of our spiritual master, chanting the holy names, and because we are guided by Lord Krishna that destroys ignorance because of, supposedly, if we're sincere, okay, what you want. So Krishna gives us wisdom. So what will happen is your attachment to following the desire in the mind will not be anymore a struggle because you will now be directed by the divine energy of God, which is doing the will of God, serving God, and it gives you happiness. Okay? So dito natin makikita what is material consideration and what is pure devotional service. So ngayon, back to the wives of the Brahmanas. Yung mga Brahmanas, they worship the demigods to go to the heavenly kingdom. So Lord Krishna, because He knows everything past and present. So He is the self-sufficient philosopher, self-sufficient. Meaning, He can give us what we want. So the process of meditation upon pleasing God, the Supreme Person who dwells in our heart, gives us guidance, gives us protection, okay? Gives us connection with a relationship that will be continuous, okay? That gives us happiness. And it's about trust, it's about friendship, it's about loyalty, okay? It's about gratefulness. So, hindi ka na matatouch ng material desire, yung contamination to engage in activities that will separate you from Krishna. Okay? Intindihan niya? Is it clear sa inyo? So, it's Krishna now guiding you kasi He dwells in our heart. So, what happened? When Lord Krishna dumating siya sa forest near the house of the wives of the Brahmanas, as what we have discussed, pinapunta ni Lord Krishna yung mga cowherd boys kasi they're hungry. Okay? Go to the Brahmanas, your father, kasi they ask the Brahmanas, dear father, help us. We're hungry. Krishna's there. But hindi sila pinansin. Okay? Bakit sila hindi pinansin? Kasi their mind, their heart is covered with material desires to do their own will, to be in a situation of happiness because they have material consideration. Ano yung material consideration? To do what they want. And what is relationship with God? Your will be done. Your happiness is my happiness. Okay? Yun. You have now basis sa buhay nyo to do what is transcendentally right and what can connect you with this relationship. Okay? So, nangyari, na-frustrate yung mga devotees. Kasi yung mga bata na yun, they're not ordinary person. They're saintly person taking part in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, or Lord Krishna. Okay? They're great personalities. So, to be associated and to be eternally with Lord Krishna in His transcendental pastimes means these individuals are all guided by the internal potency of God. The joy, the happiness of God. Okay? They're under His protection. Okay? So, advice ni Lord Krishna, go to the wives. Okay? Nung pumunta sila sa mother, dear mother, sabi nila, Lord Krishna is just near here, the forest, and we're all hungry. He's asking for food. Okay? Immediately, what did they do? They gathered all what they can bring, nice foodstuffs to bring to Lord Krishna, okay? But prior to doing that, the husband, the family members said, you should not go. You should not go, okay? But because their heart, their mind is focused in simply loving and serving Krishna, they left their household chores. Iniwan nila. Lahat ng husband, huwag kang punta. One-pointedly, like yung river papunta sa ocean, yun yung devotee. If there's problem, happiness, or it's Krishna. It's always Krishna. So yun yung pure devotee. Pure unalloyed devotees. Okay? So they came to see Lord Krishna. Okay? They were there, bringing all the puts up. And those who were not able, na talagang pinigilan ng family members nila, who were not able to go and see Lord Krishna personally, in meditation, they sat down and left their bodies. Because it's a common cultural practice that the devotee, those yogis, can just meditate and burn the body into ashes and they leave the body. But in their meditation, it's about Krishna. Unlike the impersonalist, he wants to become everything with no relationship. But those pure loving servants, they cannot bear not to see Krishna. Okay? They cannot bear it. Just like Haridas Thakur, when Haridas Thakur knows that Lord Chaitanya is closing his pastime, ibig sabihin, he's closing his pastime, he's leaving, no, and go where he wants to continue his eternal pastime. And he began to little by little and pass, and everybody got worried because he's not eating anymore. So Lord Chaitanya came to him and asked him, how come he's not eating? What is his concern? You know, why? Okay? And Haridas Thakur said to him, my Lord, I know you'll be closing your pastimes, and I don't want to be left here, so I want to go first. Okay? So hindi nila ma-burn na mawala si Krishna. Just like yung mga cowherd boys, every morning they wait for Krishna. Okay? So ngayon, Krishna comes to us as the holy names. Huh? Krishna is coming. Are we that much attracted? That the moment you wake up, Krishna. Okay? So ibig sabihin nun, we must engage in austerity, sacrifice, follow the process, engage in activities that will purify us to come to the point of pure unalloyed devotional service. Guided by the holy names. We must make effort to offer our life. Although God is self-sufficient, God is self-sufficient. He does not need our service. But we need Him. So it is exemplified when Lord Krishna came here, and through the opportunity, the blessing that our spiritual master is giving us, the instructing spiritual master, Lord Vyasadeva, the narrative about the relationship with Lord Krishna that is not touched by this material world, an eternal relationship. That is what we are being given, okay, because of the holy name. So you can check yourselves kung may attraction ba tayo sa ganon. Checkin nyo maigi, okay? Ano ba nasa isip nyo? Ano yung mga likes and dislike nyo? So yung devotee, walang likes and dislike. Ang buhay lang niya, simply Krishna. Okay? So it's exemplified when the wives of the Brahmanas, Krishna's there, immediately they carry everything and brought it to Krishna and offered to Krishna. And they said, please, you are our protector. And Lord Krishna tells them, don't worry, you go back to your family members because without you, who will take care of the kids, the family chores, and how can they be living a wholesome life? Okay? But Lord Krishna told them, I'm so indebted to you because of your loving remembrance of your service, of your complete surrender, pure unalloyed devotional service. So, relationship with God, we can see God when we have pure unalloyed devotional service. God reveals Himself to us. And how is that done? our heart, our inclination, we glide towards doing the will of God. Okay? But in our conditional state, when we are asked, gagawin nyo para mapalapit kay Krishna, there's resistance. Alam yung resistance? Unya na, sabi na may, unya na, saka na lang na. Okay? Yung devotee, walang ganun. It's simply Krishna. Okay? That's why when you are in that state, we are in that state, we become free from material conditioning. We have no will of our own anymore. Okay? Kaya ka nagsasuffer because you have your own will. You want to play Lord, kaya you're given this place to play Lord. Kaya may karma. Because you are not the controller. Yun ang danger. Gusto nyo mag-enjoyer? Then you're responsible for your action. Then you have to suffer or enjoy yung fruits ng action nyo. Is it clear? Kaya kayo may ganyang But you're not the body, you're not the mind. So, yung devotee is in a different world. He's guided by the divine energy. And what is the divine energy? The pleasure potency of God. The devotee does not enjoy so-called material happiness because he is transcendental to this material world. That's why the spiritual master is called the empowered living entity who is non-different from God. And making friends with the spiritual master, doing his will, following him faithfully, will make us very close with Krishna because Krishna is pleased. We become one with Lord Krishna in diversity because we are serving his loving servant. Okay. If you have the representative of God in Krishna, who is the representative of God, who is a pure loving servant of God, the resident of Vrindavan, then you don't need to look for Krishna. Krishna is in front of you. Because Krishna will reveal himself to you. Okay? You see the technology here now? Hindi ba? May text, pwede kayong mag-selfie, pwede kayong online, di ba? So all this energy comes from God, material or spiritual. So if we follow this process, the descending method, God's incarnation as the holy names, which is complete, and what we're longing for is that relationship, we will be guided by the internal potency of God. Our world will be a world of life, doing the will of Krishna. Just like the wives of the Brahmanas, they never saw Krishna, but they heard about the transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Sound that is transcendental. And the holy names, the hearing and the chanting is God's incarnation coming here, who will be the connection with our life. Intindihan niyo? So dapat very focused tayo. And you can check it when you're not chanting, we're not engaging in this process, you're very disturbed. And what is the disturbance? You get engulfed by the influence of Kali Yuga. You become combative, you become miserable, you're quarrelsome, you're always worried and in fear. So the devotee, when he sees that, he takes shelter of Krishna. He doesn't fight it out. Na, I'm gonna hack it out in this world because I'm number one. Like we have goals in life, okay? You want to be the number one, okay? What is the value, okay? You become number one soldier. You become a general, okay? But when you leave the body, you have a one-day glory, Everybody, he's a, this person is a, he's a warrior. He's a soldier, He's strong. He's a colonel, He's a hero. And he died. Why? Because if you're a soldier, what do you do every day? You're looking for a fight. You're looking for someone to kill and to kill you. That is the job, the duty, the work of someone who is in special forces. What do they do every day? They roam the jungle, di ba? They look for somebody to kill. But there are also people there who don't want to be killed. So they're there. If you shoot them, they'll shoot back at you. They'll kill you. Kaya that's what your meditation every day. Looking for those terrorists whom you should kill, exterminate. Okay? And you put yourself in harm's way. It's a very dangerous work. And what glory? What glory? You just become one of the statistic in this material world who died for nothing. Okay? Hindi niya. So, yung opportunity to do what is pleasing to Lord Krishna is given to you because of our Gurudev. So, if you make effort to receive the sound incarnation, the holy names, then Krishna will take care of everything because he's the supreme controller. So, you know how the devotee is protected. Okay? So, you have to assess. Saan ba ako papunta? Ano ba yung consciousness ko? Ano ba yung pinaka gusto ko sa buhay? Anong pinaka gusto sa buhay? Okay? So ano yung pure devotee? Someone who has no will of his own. Your will is my will. Your will be done. Yun ang pure devotee. I put my life in your hands, but definitely and absolutely, everything is in God's hands. Okay? So, ang pinag-aaralan natin dito kung anong gusto ni Krishna. And He loves to see us doing His will, to be happy, in harmony, in His embrace, a relationship of devotional service. Just like the resident of Vrindavan and the wives of the Brahmanas, Haridas Thakur, and our Gurudev. So, yun yung important. So, this opportunity comes. Now, time is moving so fast, so all what we have to do to take hold of this opportunity, learn from it, apply it, and enter that world of pure loving service to Krishna. Okay? Make a decision. From now on, my life belongs to you. Although I know it belongs to you. My life belongs to you because I want to do your will. And for so long, I have no desire to do your will. So I humbly pray to you, my dear Lord, please help me pray to desire to serve you. And you fall down in humility, please take care of me. I'm not self-sufficient. I'm lost. And you chant the glories of Krishna. And you get protected by the holy names. Krishna embracing you. Haribol, namaste. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa, Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna, Krsna, Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Chaitanya, Bhajan Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda. Bhajan Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta Vrinda. Gopala Govinda Rama, Hari Bol Krishna.
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana
Hare Bol Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya
Hare Bol Krishna,
Mohana, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Shri
Hare Bol
Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Shri
Hare Bol
Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Ananda Paramahamsa,
Bol Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda,
Hare Bol Krishna,
Ananda Paramahamsa,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namaste, Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namaste, Ora Karuna Swarupaya,